Hello YouTube, this is Throwing Knife Killer coming at you today with a video regarding several things that you need when beginning Airsoft. Alright, so when you're starting off Airsoft, one of the things you're going to want to get is a mask, alright? So, mask covers your eyes, obviously, or goggles also cover your eyes. The mask will also protect part of your face, if not all of it, depending on the mask you get. So I do wear a mask, I don't wear just goggles, but I'm, fine with a mask, even though it can fog up sometimes. So you get a mask like me where it has a fan on it, and it's got lights too actually. So those are the lights. This would be the fan. So that doesn't fog up. But you really do need a mask or goggles. When playing Airsoft, you never want to go out in a field not using goggles. I have actually know someone that at my school this year, they did this. They didn't go out with a mask or goggles on, and they got their eyes shot, and that was probably painful. So just make sure you're always wearing goggles or a mask when you're playing Airsoft. Next thing is a vest. Alright, when I first started playing Airsoft, I didn't personally have a vest, but now I do. That I've been in the Airsoft collection for around 8 years now, maybe a bit under, I don't know, maybe over. But vests are very helpful, especially if you're using an AEG, and you have a bunch of mid-cap magazines. You can store them here for my particular vest, and if you're using a sidearm, you can store that here for my particular vest. Again, but there are other vests that have those options on them. Otherwise, you can get vests with all magazine pouches, but this also has utility pouch, pistol magazines, and right here I store my CO2 actually, and it's got options for some patches like Evike patch or American flag patch, and so yeah, just check out vests when you're first starting Airsoft if you're interested at all in them. And search around. I got this particular one off of airsplat.com, and yeah, so moving on then to magazines. Now magazines, if you're running an AEG, you either have the choice of running a mid-cap magazine or a high-cap magazine. Now personally, for this gun over here, this G36, I run mid-caps now. The magazine that came with it, one was a mid-cap, and then there was also a high-cap magazine that came with it, and the high-cap magazine broke. It was plastic, it wasn't, metal, like my Thompson magazines. Those are high-caps, and those are metal. I do suggest Thompson high-caps, because they're really awesome, for one, and you don't have to keep winding while you're shooting, so those are really nice. But for my G36, I went along and got 5 more mid-cap magazines over here, so I've got a total of 6. And the cool thing about the G36 series magazines, you can combine them. So right here I've got 6 magazines combined. So if you wanted to do dual magazines, you got pair 2, pair 2, pair 2. So that's pretty nice there. So moving on with the gun itself, here is my G36. So if you're looking to get guns and you're looking for maybe a beginner brand or something like that that's relatively low cost, around 100 to 100 and something, whatever, but you could go with JG or even maybe Matrix, brands like that. This particular version I think is in JG. I actually got it in a box of awesomeness from evike.com, and so it didn't specifically say that this is JG as far as I know, but that is what I think it is, the JG version. I don't believe they sell this particular model because I got this in 2011, and there are different models that are a bit over what this was. This was maybe $125, something like that, 110, but they have just a bit higher up than that. But it's a newer model too. So yeah, AEGs, what you're going to need with an AEG is a good battery and a battery charger. So Right here is a 9.6 volt battery. It's a stick type. It depends on the gun that you're using, whether you can run a stick type or you need something like this, a butterfly type. For this particular gun, I need a butterfly type, so I have a 9.6 volt, 1600 milliamp battery that's a butterfly type for this gun. Now moving on to the charger. This is a smart charger. I highly suggest smart chargers. Alright, they charge in a fraction of the time it takes the charger that your gun would come with, and also they're safer to use. You know, they know when to shut off. I think you know, in a regular charger, you have to monitor like more often, I could say, I guess, than this, or be more cautious when using like the stock charger they give you. And when I say stock, I mean the one that just comes with it, such as saying these are stock batteries. These are 8.4 volt batteries, and they're both 1100 milliamps. These batteries I received with different guns, and I would really suggest not using these batteries. These are called like testing purpose batteries. You know, you use them for testing out your weapon, I suppose. But when you're playing Airsoft, you're going to want a better battery than this. And if you can't afford one at the time that you get your AEG, that's alright. But I would just suggest later upgrading to a better battery, such as a 9.6 volt stick type or 9.6 volt butterfly battery. So, you know, that would be a good idea. Now, moving on, if you're using mid-cap magazines, I do suggest you know, getting a speed loader. This one is like 100 some rounds, I think, if that. But yeah, I think 100 and some rounds. Where if you're just beginning, instead of going around with the 100 one, you can just automatically start with a 500 round. It's like $12, something like that, on evike.com. It's an M4 like magazine is what it looks like, and it holds like 500 BBs. So if you're using mid-cap magazines and you've got a 500 round speed loader, you know, that's a great way to start off with Airsoft, you know, getting a high cap speed loader there and mid-cap magazines.